in this room that has ever been to a second Saturday that we have not attempted to do that in any other issue. So please be kind to our guests. Please be respectful of our guests. We're going to give them an opportunity to present the information from their vantage point, and then you all will ask everyone else and thank them for coming in, excuse them, and then you and all of us will have a conversation as we always do so that you can talk directly to me. Fair enough? Fair enough. Go ahead. Yeah, dismissed. Huh? I know, look, I prefer, I don't use the highlighter, I prefer my shoe. Jingles.
Yeah, that's my highlighter.
We're look, are you there?
Can I set some boards behind you guys?
Yeah, we can actually go another way for this board.
First of all, I want to thank you for your time on a Saturday morning. I know you all got other things to do, but I do think it's important. And I want to assure you that the three council members that are here don't ask questions just to ask questions. I've gotten a chance to know them over the last couple of months, and they're not softball questions. They're hard-hitting and they're fair, and, well, most of them are fair. Some of them I'm a little biased, but I mean, it's been great banter and great conversation. I'm going to go into yes, sir.
Yeah, just tell me the direction, which side of the river this is, for we get an idea.
Okay.
Route and
Here's the river. Here's the ballpark.
North,
How about we
south.
start with the ballpark? This is north.
okay,
This is south. So ballpark,
east.
Lansing Center. This is going west.
Okay,
This is outfield of the ballpark.
okay, gotcha.
This is going towards the river, towards the old Border Water
On the
Lake.
east side of the river, though.
Yeah, this is on the east side of the river.
Okay.
So what we're talking about today is this portion here, and then I'll briefly hit on this because they do tie in together. Being from this east side, we made a commitment about 5 years ago to make a 1 mile radius around the state capitol. We were developing all over the state, Muskegon, Adrian, Jackson, Brighton, Delta Township, East Lansing, and we said our next 10 years we'd like to focus on Lansing. We'd like to focus on a 1 mile radius around the state capitol and come back. So we started with Prudent Place, which was a vacant parking lot in the corner of Larch and Saginaw, the old Prudent Wheel Factory. We did some apartments there, and those right now are 100% occupied with a lot of new residents to Lansing. Then we went to the Stadium District project on Michigan Avenue, which the apartments filled up in 21 days. The condos were at 50% sold, and we have about 19,000 square foot of retail leased, and we have a couple of new businesses coming that don't currently exist in Lansing, which I hope you guys will frequent and enjoy. There's a coffee shop opening later this week that's going to have some homemade chocolates and stuff that's pretty unique. So we said, you know, what else can we do? What has Lansing been missing? Everyone has said we have this river, and we've been utilizing it for parking ramps, for state office buildings, and we haven't done what a lot of these other cities have been doing. These other cities called Indianapolis, Columbus, Milwaukee, Grand Rapids. Everyone seems to say, well, boy, those are growing, those are energetic. What they have, what we don't have right now, is housing on the river. A reason to get people there after 5 o'clock, on weekends. On a morning like this morning, having 100 people out walking on that path because it's their residence. It's convenient for them. So we came up with the concept. City Market currently sits right here, on that corner, the current City Market. Just to give you some. Hold that. Current City Market sits here, just to give you, I don't know, maybe that helps your reference. Okay. Yeah. Then we plan on moving it closer down to the river here. So if you like this location, it's about 200 feet, 200 yards from the existing location. If that gives you any thought process. So what we wanted to do here is celebrate the market, celebrate the river, celebrate the walking path that's already there into Michigan State, into Rio Town, into the Potter's Park. So we wanted to utilize a position point for the river. We show boats, we show boat docks. That's schematic. We're working with DEQ to see if that's acceptable so that you can take a motorized boat from Old Town to Real Town. Rental bikes on the path, outdoor Saturday events down on the park so that the new market would not be surrounded by asphalt, but more green grass, more outdoor dining. So we talk about that, and then we bring in, that created a lot of conversation. That was last October. That created a lot of conversation with vendors, friends of the market, residents, the city of Lansing, and this was shown as a conversation starter. And people said, we want to continue our year-round market. We don't want a seasonal market. We want a bigger market. We want to at least be the same size as what we had. So we brought in Fidel Delgado, who is someone out of the United States Department of Agriculture out of Washington, D.C. He's come for 4 days, and all he does is design markets around the country. Everywhere from Santa Fe to Madison to San Francisco to Syracuse, New York. He came here and looked at Lansing and said, you guys have more than a lot of those areas combined, between the state capitol, a river, a minor league ballpark, a Lansing center, a path that goes into a major campus. He goes, your market could be as dynamic as any in the country. He left very energized and creative, and came up with some concepts after listening to a lot of the friends and vendors. One of the things that our current market, which has been in existence a long time, is missing is the interaction with the river. So this is view from the river. You're going to have the ability to have outdoor dining for lunch, outdoor dining for dinner. Granted, it's not going to be in the middle of the winter. On bad days, it's more of a seasonal outdoor dining, but spring, summer, fall type of dining. If you're on the river trail, which would be right through here, you would come in and be able to walk right up here without having to cross a parking lot and get an ice cream, get a cup of coffee. And I'm going fairly quickly because 5 minutes is tight, but if you have questions at the end. Here is the river. Here is the new city market, which is approximately anywhere from 11 to 12,000 square feet. We have an open air pavilion here, which is about 2,400 square feet. So on a morning like this morning, there could be vendors out there. All of these pods are like a metal structure over the top that can be outdoor vendors as well. These areas here, you wonder what those trucks are doing there. One of the largest segments of growth in the markets today is the organic farmer or the hobby farmer that has 1 acre of land or has a backyard that they grow so many tomatoes that they couldn't possibly eat them, so their neighbors bring them over. This offers an opportunity to, if you're growing 500 watermelons, to put them in your back of a truck, bring them down there on a Saturday like today and try to sell them all without having to rent a spot 365 days a year for the entire year. It's a hobby farmer, so you come in and just do a onesie-twosie. And when he came in, he said, I want to learn from the mistakes of the other markets from around the country and celebrate the stuff that's going on. So he brought in a ton of incredible ideas. So I spent the first couple minutes here talking just about a new market. You can see that this new market is very important in this plan. It's an energized piece to the river. It brings people down there. The people we polled were from Cooley, Accident Fund, Capital National Bank. Large employment base. And we asked them the following questions. What would you like to see in your market? Do you currently use the new market? What kind of things would make you come use the market more often? And it was a resounding, most of them have not been to the market or do not currently go. And a resounding, we want to be able to dine outside. We want more food options. They want to have a lot of them said beer, wine outside. They want some type of Friday night venue or Thursday night venue to come outside and utilize the river and have dinner. A lot of them want the ability to have lunch there in an international food court. A lot of them came up with the idea, we have so much varied ethnicity here. We want Spanish food, we want Hispanic food, we want Lebanese food. They went on every type of food possible. They thought that would be kind of like a unique food court. So we're trying to set it up so that in some of these areas, you have outdoor dining and you have the ability to look at the water while you're doing that. Also, we want to make it more visible and walkable from downtown. One of the big questions has been the parking. There's a lack of parking for the market. Right now, we show 69 parking spots reserved specifically for the lot. That does not include this parking lot here. Everybody's been to the Lansing Center parking lot. There's quite a bit of parking there that can be used for the vendors as well. So, and there's also overflow parking into some of these other lots. So that's what we want to utilize this riverfront park for. We've had everyone, since this has been coming out, we've had restaurateurs call. We've had people that host wedding parties. They thought they want to do a wedding chapel there. They said, imagine 4 weddings in a weekend on the river. Just creative thought that, a year ago, a lot of people thought, who wants to get married on the Grand River downtown Lansing? So if you can imagine some of the things that could happen there. So that just talks about the new market and the energy that could bring. Now we want to get into the tax base, the housing, the corporate headquarters, and the retail that could